What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, coming to you live from my new desk. We'll spin you around here for a moment. Don't judge, it's a little bit messy right now. It's definitely not fully set up. We pretty much just got Christmas tore down, and this was one of my Christmas gifts for Mandy. So set it up, it's like a hybrid desk, standing, sitting. It's really gonna honestly help with work. I've been working from home more, and I just struggle with one screen. So yeah, multiple monitors. I just have to get some cords from the office and bring them back here so that we can actually get this setup moving, which is why it looks so hectic. But I have a bunch of editing for the podcast to do today, but wanted to sit down and kick off this vlog. I am sure that I've talked about this on here. Definitely talked about it on the podcast, but 2026 has kicked off, which means I've kicked off 75 hard. This is really something that I wanted to do, both to dial me in for the 100 miler and for the wedding. The wedding is in May, the race is in March. This is basically gonna run me up to, I think, like a week, maybe a week and a half before the race. So it's gonna have me like super dialed in, nutrition, training, mindset, everything where I wanna be for the race, which is the main reason that I was doing this. I didn't advertise it to other people or ask other people to join, but I do have a pretty solid group of people. There's at least a handful who are joining us from the Inspired community. If you're not in the Inspired community, by the way, hit me up. We have an Instagram chat where we talk sporadically. It's like some weeks we'll talk every day of the week. Some days we'll literally just, somebody will jump in and kick something off, and then we'll spiral from there. But it's really whatever you want to make it. But that's the community where we have the most engagement, I'll say. But anyway, handful of people. But we're just going to speak to like my household right now. Mandy is doing this with me. I've done this once in the past, right when I moved to Denver. And while I was there, I wanted to like kickstart a healthier lifestyle and more discipline. But I also knew it was going to be easier, we'll say easier, because I didn't have the temptation of friends wanting to go out, honestly, that's the big one. That is like the key one. Is like, I don't have all these people hitting me up to go out, to get drinks, to get food, all this stuff. Yes, like I wanted to explore the area and try new restaurants, things like that, but you can do that while on 75 hard in a healthier way. Like if you plan things, you can pretty much go anywhere unless it's strictly shit food. But for those of you who don't know, let me break down like what 75 hard is. So essentially it is basically a discipline challenge. Everyone thinks it's like physical fitness, but it's far deeper than that. And I found that through doing it in the past and through people I know that have done it, the bigger change comes from the mental side of things as opposed to the physical. So it's 75 days long. And if at any point during those 75 days, you fail to complete one of the tasks, you start back at 0. So it really like makes you dial in. There is no room for errors, no room for mistakes. No, I'm not feeling good today, I'm not gonna do it. So what this breaks down to is 2 45-minute workouts a day, one of which must be outside. The trick here is that they have to be at least 3 hours apart. So for me, there's days where I'll go run and immediately go to the gym, or I'll go to the gym, eat, give it a little bit, and go run. Now, like, I have to make sure I'm spread out throughout the day. Excuse me. Yes, when I'm working from home, it makes this a little bit easier, but it's still like something that I'm adjusting to where I have to really plan. There's been a lot of days this week where I've done 3 45-minute workouts just because I'll do my 2, and then Mandy will be going for a walk after dinner's made, so we'll go on that walk together. And so it's the 2 workouts. You have to drink a gallon of water every single day. You choose your diet, but you stick to it 100%. No cheat meals, no cutting corners, none of that. No alcohol. Every day you have to take a progress photo, and every day you have to read 10 pages of some kind of a personal development book. So for me, these aren't really challenging things. They're things that are very common in my routine. But what it's doing is forcing me to do them every day. It's forcing me not to be able to, especially in this kind of a prep, I could easily cut corners, let my nutrition fall off, because I know that on these big days, it's pretty much like whatever you can get in your body, whatever you're gonna be able to hold down, that's the type of fuel that you need for a 100-mile race. And I do have a 50 miler coming up. Just set the date for it, so it's gonna be in early February. So about a month out, you guys will be seeing that vlog, which I'm actually super excited about. It's kind of like a mini little doc is what it's gonna be, because it's damn near a full race. Like, people train all the time for 50-mile races, and it's one that I'm about to take on overnight, which I'm super pumped about. But what I'm finding already through this process is that it's causing me to be much more intentional. Like I was just speaking about the diet, I've been kind of lackadaisical just because I knew what I was training for and I knew that I was going to kick this into gear. But what I found is that while 80% to 85% of my diet is pretty clean, when I don't have like the supplemental extra stuff, the extra carbs, the extra sugar, whatever it might be, I am underfueled. So I've had some pretty tough runs this week. My long run, originally supposed to be 20 miles. That morning I could kind of tell my body was off. It was a little beat down because I did 12 the day before. So I switched up and I was like, you know what, let's just aim for 16. About, I'll call it 10 miles in, I can start to feel it rubbing on my feet. And so I try to like tighten up my shoes, do things like that. But it just was increasingly getting worse. I ended up having Mandy pick me up at mile 14. And I have a blister on both my feet. So today, at the time of recording this, is Sunday. I did not run today. I wanted to get in like 8, but also I know that there's no point in pushing it on fresh blisters when they're already starting to feel better. So like, I'm trying to give it today. I've got some like ointments, creams, moleskins, that type of thing on them, just to make sure like that I'm 100% through training. So back at it tomorrow. We're building up mileage again. But I'm noticing like in these efforts that yes, I can keep pushing, but it's not as easy as it should be. I'm I'm just underfueled in terms of, I think it's more of a caloric intake than it is like carbs or anything like that. I'm making sure to carb load before, to have the appropriate intra-fuel carbs. Hydration's on point because I'm drinking at least a gallon every day, which honestly, I'm a heavy water drinker anyways. So that one's not really too big of a challenge, but the eating is what's going to be tough right now because I'm getting in good sized meals, good clean meals, but there's going to have to be like an additional meal in there or some kind of a snack to help fuel these bigger efforts. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, is just going through these different adjustments and just small tweaks. I think that give it a week, 2 weeks, I'm going to be pretty dialed in. This is, as I'm referring to it, the great lock-in of 2026. Freddie's actually joining me in the lock-in for DTI 50, which is our own program. Not going to go into depth and confuse you guys, but if you've been following us for any period of time more than a year, you probably know what that is. We usually run at the beginning of every year. This year I'm just kind of putting that on steroids a little bit and doing 75 hard instead. So that's going to be a bulk of what this vlog is just this explanation of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Tomorrow I'll kind of walk you through some of my meals and some of my training so you can kind of see what an average day in the life of 75 hard looks like. I'm also going to start documenting this more on my Instagram channel. I want to start doing like little daily vlogs. It's been like like those 2 weeks of the holidays, it's just tough to like get in a rhythm of things, and that's where I've been sleeping in a little bit, not as dialed in on the content, but still locked in on this side. So now we're going full speed ahead. Tomorrow, alarm set already for 4:30 a.m. We're gonna get back after it every single day. We're getting up at that time, making sure that progress is moving forward. Big year, lots of moving parts, and this is what it's gonna take to make sure that everything that needs to happen happens. So I know this was long. I know you've been talking for 10 minutes or so now, but now we'll kind of jump into what does a day in the life of 75 hard actually look like. All right, so while I'm prepping to go on my run this morning, I knock a few things out early just to kind of get ahead of the day. So not all of these are included in 75 hard. They are all habits that I'm instilling in my morning. So 5-year journal, the DTI one is coming out very soon, so this will be changing. Then This is the personal development book that I'm reading, 475 Hard, Go One More by Nick Bare. My parents got me this devotional. They're all passages from John for Christmas, so I'm working through that daily, and then I'm trying to read at least a chapter every day of the Bible. So, like I said, all of these are definitely not included in 75 Hard, but all disciplines that I'm putting into place in 2026. Knocking out workout number 1 early today. Got 7 miles, so gonna be just over an hour, hitting that 45-minute minimum threshold. Then got some meetings this morning. Need to finish editing for the podcast, and then later this afternoon I will go to get workout number 2 in. Really didn't fuel a ton before this. Had a scoop of GNM Plus, so had some carbs and some caffeine, but I had some bread for like a late night snack yesterday. Fresh loaf of sourdough, one of the best ones Randy's made yet. So was feeling pretty fueled today, which is different from the way I've been feeling on runs. So I think we're finally adjusting to the protocol. We'll see as I get into a 60 plus mile week how that translates, but overall feeling pretty good. I'll go home, make some breakfast, just some eggs, chicken sausage, another piece of sourdough, and get into the day. All right, fresh back from a run. We've got some eggs going, fresh loaf of sourdough here. Gonna do 3 of these chicken sausages, and that's pretty much an average breakfast for me. Small break between meetings, so we're gonna prep lunch. This is like staple lunch, my go-to. It's what I take to work every day. It's what I pretty much eat here for lunch every day. I'm talking like 7 days a week. So we get this jasmine rice from Costco, which is what I did not show you guys in the vlog from last week. And then we've got some beef cooking over here. This should be enough for like 5 or so meals. So this will do lunch today. I have the next 2 days before I am on a work trip, so I have to do those. Then Mandy will probably eat some as well. If you don't have a rice cooker, what are you doing? Literally my all-time probably favorite appliance. It's like the one that makes the biggest difference. I absolutely hate making rice on a stovetop. Never really enjoyed it. It never comes out right. But this rice cooker makes the best rice I've ever had. Not ever had, but you guys get the gist. Mandy actually says I make great rice, which I don't know how you can mess that up, but I'll take any kind of compliment I can get. So I'm gonna eat this, have about another hour and a half worth of meetings, and then I'm going to go to the gym, get a lift in. Didn't realize I have to post this to come out tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be able to film the gym or dinner, but I'm gonna go get in a 45-minute lift, 15 to 20 minutes minimum in the sauna. Depends really how hot it is. Some days that thing is cranking over 200, and I'm not doing any longer than that. And then we are doing a pasta for dinner, ground turkey meat, pasta, and then just kind of whatever sauce we have laying around. But that's pretty much it. This is 75 Hard. This is what I'm doing for the next 70 days as of today. And it's going all right so far. So I'm sure I'll interlace this with the vlogs moving forward. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you want to jump on 75 Hard, comment below. We can start a little group, get some accountability going. And yeah, why not? So anyway, much love. Thanks again, y'all. Peace.